Hi, I'm Anna, and today I'm here representing Kirrawee High at Youth Eco Summit 2016 because I won the public speaking division at Speaking for the Planet. Imagine walking into your neighbour's house and there, lying on the living room floor, is a human skin rug. You've seen photos of them in all the latest interior design magazines, but now that you see the human skin rug literally in the flesh, it just seems wrong. How could a human be hunted down so savagely only to be skinned and rolled out onto someone else's living room floor? Clearly what I just presented to you was an analogy. Why though is the scene that I just outlined so confronting when the hunting down of endangered species for something as materialistic as aesthetics or money continues in this day and age? Is it because humans simply value our own lives more than those of animals? Or is there another reason that drives men to poach entire species to the point of extinction? Allow me to explain. Prior to leaving the house in the morning, I can guarantee that quite a few of us skip breakfast. Chances are there's food at home, but you've just woken up from a long night's sleep and you're not hungry yet, or you've slept in, so breakfast comes second to punctuality and therefore dispensable. Meanwhile, somewhere in Central Africa, a young child, let's call him Kwali, will wake up hungry. Breakfast isn't an option. Punctuality doesn't really matter to Kwali because he doesn't go to school. His day will consist of collecting water to drink and searching for small knickknacks to potentially sell on the streets of Juba in South Sudan. Hopefully Kwali's father, who makes a meagre living from poaching elephants, will return in the evening with enough money to provide the bare necessities of life. There is no guarantee, however. Sadly, Kwali's father is the simple product of a vicious cycle of poverty, hunger and desperation. Poaching is the only gig in town for men like Kwali's father who couldn't attend school and being more or less illiterate are left with no other choice but to kill endangered animals. Today, I'm here to explain to you all that although illegal animal trading is a horrible practice and must be dealt with, as always, there are two sides to the story. And in order to deal with the problem effectively, one needs to look at the causes rather than just the symptoms. In this case, the root cause is poverty. According to Tom Milliken, ivory expert for the Wildlife Trade Monitoring Group, wildlife crime, of which ivory constitutes a significant proportion, is now a $10 billion plus industry behind only the drug, human and arms trafficking globally. Unbelievably, ivory from elephant tusks retails for about $1,000 per pound on the black market. An average elephant tusk weighs about 44 pounds, and if we do our math correctly, should cost about $44,000. So technically, if Kwali's father killed just one elephant per year, he'd be rolling in it. However, greed, profit and corruption are why Kwali's dad is being paid peanuts, and the kingpins alongside their middlemen end up the profiteers. The kingpins are those at the top of the tree in this unfortunate industry. They're virtually above the law, and in these poor parts of the world, in order to conduct their business, they often bribe local government officials and police authorities. Local poachers like Kwali's father are employed to systematically murder endangered wildlife for almost no pay. Sadly, this isn't an isolated problem. It's a global one. The real issue here is that people are forced to put their loved ones, children, siblings and partners' lives ahead of the animals. These people cannot be helped by learning empathy. They already understand empathy. It's desperation and starvation that force these particular poachers to kill endangered species. Therefore, the solution surely lies in elevating their living standards through enhanced employment and education opportunities. Providing these communities with the infrastructure and opportunities that we so often take for granted, and educating them to see these animals as a solution alive and in their natural beauty, rather than the solution for parts of their bone and flesh, we as a global community could unite against the illegal wildlife trade. And yet, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Although I may have painted a bleak picture here for you today, there is hope, and positive steps are being made. In April this year, the Kenyan government burnt over $172 million of illegal wildlife goods. Wild tiger populations are rising for the first time in hundreds of years, and in 2015, 40 less rhinos were poached in South Africa than in 2014. So while the problem of the illegal wildlife trade is far-reaching, and these may seem like little steps, they are important steps. They ensure that we won't have to tell our kids that we stood by and allowed these beautiful, majestic creatures disappear right before our eyes. We must be the voice for the voiceless, be it for an endangered species or a family like koalas.